live on Ustream with these handsome peoples.
I'm not too handsome today, sorry.
Smallest cast we've ever had.
Yes.
And I'm not handsome. I'm adorable.
And yes, there's very little people in here because they are pretty tall.
Yeah, last we left off, some troubling events happened. I'll hold off from saying for anyone who hasn't seen it yet, but...
I jumped in a lake.
Yep. And so, we ready, folks, to get this started?
Not in the least.
Alright. Good to hear. Call of the Moon by Crystal Greatsword. Chapter 13. The Fury Subsides. Okami felt cold, even as the warm blood seeped out through her opened wounds. The pain was excruciating, and Okami coughed up more blood. Kamiko locked eyes with Okami and twisted the blade. Okami wailed, blood spurting out from her wound.
No, I won't let you win.
Gathering her strength, Okami gripped Kamiko's shoulder and charged her energy into her hand. She fired a beam of moonlight point blank at Kamiko. The blast was strong enough to knock her back several feet, making her let go of the blade, leaving it embedded in Okami's stomach.
What do you think you can do by separating that blade from me?
Kamiko taunted with a smirk. Okami gripped the hilt of the blade, pulled it out of her abdomen with a shout of pain. Blood flew everywhere as Okami's free hand clutched the wound in her stomach.
It hurts. Never felt a pain so intense before. Curses. My vision's going fuzzy.
Okami thought, as she squinted at the silver figure of Kamiko.
I'm feeling dizzy.
Go on.
More Okami lines.
I'm feeling dizzy.
After that.
Yeah.
No, I won't.
Oh.
It's your story.
Go on.
No. I won't lose to you.
Okami shouted, willing herself to remain conscious. She gripped the blade in her hands and steadied herself.
Sure. You can keep telling yourself that.
Kamiko remarked.
But what good will it do you? I'm still very powerful even without the blade.
You forget something important.
Okami muttered.
I've been stuck with you for hundreds of years. I think I know a couple of things about you. I wonder what would happen to you if I bash you with this sword.
Kamiko's eyes widening, and a scowl spread upon her face.
You wouldn't dare.
She hissed, her hands glowing as she charged up power. Okami dispelled the aura of protection that was around the sword and glanced sideways at Kamiko. She forced a weak smirk on her face.
You revealed to me your weakness the instant you brought that blade out.
Okami muttered. She summoned her energy and flew towards Kamiko. The moonlight yokai fired several laser beams. Okami swerved to graze the lasers and slashed at Kamiko with the blade. The blade shattered upon contact with the moonlight yokai, and only the hilt remained. Kamiko stared into a space, looking more and more horrified. She let out a strangled cry, and Okami stared with wide eyes as the fragments of Kamiko began falling apart, and finally, in an explosion of bright light, the moonlight yokai was no more. Remnants and the essence of Kamiko's power drifted through the air, as were it draws towards Okami. Weakly, the wolf reached forward towards the essence, and the moonlight was absorbed. Okami flew back down to the ground and rested against a tree, clutching her stomach with one hand and the other the hilt of the blade.
What do I do now?
Okami muttered, her eyes half closed.
first came to the Mioran Temple to learn about my weapon. But now that it's gone, I've nowhere left to go. I can try to head back down to the Palace of the Earth Spirits and live with my mother in Satori. But can I really make it there in my condition?
The young wolf yokai looked down at the sword hilt she held in her hand. She felt no aura, no power, and no energy from it. Kamiko was really gone.
The least I can do is show Byakuya and Sama and everyone at the temple what happened. I owe it to them after all that I've done.
Okami spoke as she stood to her feet. She stumbled as the pain pulsed through her body once more. Slowly, the wolf yokai trudged through the forest, following a path that led her to the Mjorn Temple. She did her best to ignore her wounds, but the pain was clouding her mind. Okami eventually saw the cobblestone path that led to the temple gates. A sense of relief washed over her as she realized that the temple was untouched. Her nightmare had not come true. Kyoko wasn't at the gate, so she must have gone inside for dinner. As Okami approached the door and opened it, but that was the last of her strength. Okami tumbled into the temple, face down, surprising everybody in the room. A pool of blood started to form underneath her, and she felt the world fade away around her. She shut her eyes and let the darkness take over. Is that Okami?
What happened?
Oh no, Okami!
What the hell?
No, Okami! No! Are you alright? Please talk to me! Please! Kyoko shouted, tears pouring out of her eyes. She rushed to Okami's side, shaking her shoulder.
Kyoko, calm down. Don't move her. She's hurt.
Mami Zhao said, restraining Kyoko. But she left a few days ago, and she comes back like this? Why did she leave? What did this? Kyoko demanded, clutching Mami Zhao's arm.
She left because of me.
Nue muttered, her eyes fixed on the blade hilt still in Okami's hand.
I blamed her for all the awful things that Kamiko has done to us. And she left to fix it all.
Nue, why would you do that? Look at what Kamiko has done to her. She's bleeding all over the place, Kyoko cried. Byakuren pressed her finger to Okami's neck and let off a soft sigh.
Kyoko, please calm down. She's hurt, but she's a yokai. She'll live. She'll heal in a few days. All she needs is rest.
Byakuren spoke.
That hilt... Wait, sorry. That hilt she's holding...
Nue muttered.
That's her sword, isn't it?
Sho glanced at the hilt.
She must have defeated Kamiko then.
So... she really did fix it. I can't believe I said that to her.
Nue spoke softly.
I'm sure she'll forgive you, Nue. She came back to us, didn't she?
Mamizo stated. And that, folks, was the end of Chapter 13 of Call of the Moon.
But there's one more!
Yes.
And
Final
it's just
chapter.
really short!
It's
Yep.
it's
But
really
it's not
packed.
for today.
Yes, this is a fantastic follow-up chapter from the last.
Yes,
If you've
and
read
looking
that-
at this final tableau of the chapter, it's really quite bittersweet.
Oh yes.
Crystal, are you looking at the stream? Does this have
Oh.
bear any resemblance?
It's on the tip of my tongue. What is it?
Okami collapsed on the temple floor, surrounded by the temple as she's
Look
clutching
at-
the sword.
Yeah, look at the look
I'm
at
looking
the
at it.
image,
I don't get it, though.
image. Cover image.
Oh. Oh! God. I get it.
The feels.
Yeah. Oh
Anyway.
man.
We got one more chapter to go, and then we'll announce our next little project. We know behind the scenes what it is, but you folks on the stream are going to find out next time.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah.
Behind the scenes? Wait, what?
Wait, what?
So yeah, as far as any
Someone
feedback,
type it out in the chat. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Then it'll be worth the surprise. Trust me. You're going to
No,
love what's
I
coming
want
up
to
next.
know.
I'll give you a hint. I kind of helped inspire it.
yeah, and also this chapter here, it feels very yokai-like for Okami because yokai can recover from a wound that is potentially fatal when it comes to humans. And so it feels very yokai-like when Okami has to deal with this wound, even in combat. And because of that, that just gives me more and more liking to this story here, and especially Okami.
Oh god, get
Very
the
much
sad
so.
Kyoko off the screen. I can't take it.
Okay, this has been, actually, let me get this little thing here for the final tableau. And this has been Spastic with Dee Diz, Crystal, Roy, and,
Sky!
Sky with Call the Moon
Yes.
Live. See you later, folks.
Alright. See you folks next
Bye,
time.
people. Tell me what the hell you guys are planning.